Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And I think it's been about 2 weeks since our last upload. Is that right, Rick? We had a kind of our
I think
update
I think
then.
it's been a long period.
I think
Long
it's
time.
only been 2 weeks. I don't think it's been too crazy. But it's
Oh
been a little
no,
bit of a
since our
quieter
update, yeah.
time. Not a ton of stuff that's happened, but a bit of stuff coming up. We got the CFL Combine coming up starting this Friday and going till Sunday.
To
Is that right?
Sunday.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And then also, for any of our viewers on YouTube, you will have noticed we have our wonderful new background, aka it's the exact same as the old one with a little bit of Canadian spice to it, with, all the recent events and everything. So
And there is a god. Ticats finally announced their coaching staff today.
yes.
There is a god.
So I think you're
Now we just gotta wait for Toronto to announce theirs.
and you're gonna do a video of that on your channel, right?
I'm actually quite surprised. There's only 5 new coaches.
Yeah.
As I said, only 5.
So
yes, I will be.
Yeah, you're gonna be. Yeah, and I think you have a
That
new
will be
channel,
going out
right?
some. No, it's I will. We'll have the link down below, but
yeah, I guess I'll have to fix the link. I think there have been some issues there, so we can.
But yeah,
we can do that,
I'm gonna be recording it after this, and then it will come out tomorrow.
Done.
But
yeah, we're just recording this around 6:30 on the Tuesday.
Not our normal time, kind of through.
Yeah. No, it's a little weird. It's like, Rick, we're not recording at 4 in the morning. Isn't this strange? But yeah, so we got a bit to talk about here, and it's funny. I don't think any of us, neither me or Rick, are experts exactly on everyone we're going to see at this combine. But thankfully, some people who are a lot bigger of experts have written some fantastic articles on the CFL Combine, and so kind of the goal of this video is to kind of purvey that knowledge to you, as a lot of I hear that people will listen to this sometimes when they're working and stuff like that.
So the one thing that has yet to be announced is that BC's supposedly supposed to be losing their first round draft pick and their second round draft pick.
Oh, is this Calgary, as a result of
them going over budget? And Calgary's supposed to be getting a second first round draft pick.
Oh, Calgary's getting another one. Why is that? Is that from the trade or?
No. So I'm trying to remember what year it was. I think when was Samuel Giguère drafted? I think 07, either 05 or 07.
Okay.
The same thing happened. Is that someone went over the cap, and we were drafting first overall, and we ended up with a second first round pick at the end of the first round.
So someone gets punished, and someone else gets a little reward for following the rules.
Mind you, Winnipeg did get another second round pick because you guys led in national reps this year.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm looking here at this list of everyone in the
who's attending
the CFL Combine, and do we know how And it's funny because we have a lot of Canadians in this list from Calgary, from and these are just the different schools. So Calgary, Alberta.
So are you asking
UBC.
Who's leading the way?
Yeah, because there's a good amount here. How many players do we have?
There is. So Western University in Ontario, and is it Montreal University? I think is what they call it.
Might be.
Montreal has is it the Caber? I forget what their name is, but Western and Montreal have the same amount of players.
It's funny. I copied and pasted the list into ChatGPT. This is 68 players at this year's combine. 68. From all over the country, as well as some from the United States.
I will say,
A&M and a few others.
I will say there was where's this? So they had another I guess, say combine. So 11 players that are at this combine were invited from the invitational one that was held earlier this year.
Oh yeah, I see. And I'm looking here at some of the talk in terms of some of the schools that were able to have a lot of their players coming here. Western University of Montreal top all the schools at the combine. They got 7 player. Western University has 7, and Montreal University has 7 as well.
And
Actually,
Alberta has 7.
and Alberta also has 7. Wilfrid Laurier with 5, 5 from UBC, 4 from Calgary, 4 from Windsor, 3 from Laval, 3 from Queens, 3 from Regina, 3 from Saskatchewan, Guelph, Manitoba, and then
So
a bunch of other
there,
colleges with just a single person representing
let's
them.
see here. Something that I just noticed. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was looking at the U of M ones
4
that I don't
global
recognize.
players.
4 global
4
players?
global players. Yeah,
Do
because
you
they're the
know?
ones that are.
Do you know where they're from? The global players?
Um, it's the ones with the G and brackets.
Oh, the ELF and the GFL.
Yeah, yeah. Those are the global players. I
So
mean,
that would
even
be
if I go to
the European League of Football and the German Football League.
okay, so let's
Those
see here.
so
This guy here.
some just from Europe in general, not sure exactly where, and some specifically from Germany. Interesting.
So, Pablo
Area.
Aria. He's from Spain.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna search some of these guys
Who
up. Then there's
I
Tommy
am.
Wilson, not to be confused with the NHL's Tom Wilson.
Hassan Doso. He is where? He's from France. Tommy Wilson, who is a wide receiver.
Let's see here. I'm looking at an article.
He is.
I'm looking actually at an article. This is from the European League of Football, and this is talking about Milano. So he played in Italy. Signed possible fastest player in the league, Tommy Wilson. So let's see. Wilson recorded an official laser time of 4.27 seconds in a 40-yard dash. Damn. So it looks like he's a receiver as he caught 16 touchdowns for 1,161 yards in 14 games. This was an article written in 2023. So definitely some potential there.
Lewis Geyer, the wide receivers from Germany.
Yep.
And that's it.
So those are kind of some of your global players there. That's at least 3. I don't know where the 4th one is. But if we're looking here, these are this was written by Pat Steinberg, some of the standout athletes that they wanted to kind of, you should be kind of looking out for. There's Isaiah Bagna, who is a defensive, or wait, why is it give?
Defensive lineman?
Defensive lineman, but then it says Brigham Young. Why is it? Is it listing both? Or no? Or is that the name of the school?
Brigham Young is the school that he
okay.
that he plays at.
It's a little bit of a strange name for a school, but I was about to say I think that's the name of the school.
Let's see if he's listed.
You can see my knowledge lacking of some of the.
So
some of the
let's go by positions because I want to see if
it says defensive lineman.
So keep in mind, the Laurier quarterback is not at the CFL Combine.
Okay.
The one that was going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
He's not at the Combine. Rourke is not at the Combine.
Do we know why they're not present necessarily, or?
So the guy for Wilfrid Laurier, he's most likely either because he went to the Buffalo Pro Day. So he's most likely
like for the Bills,
either.
Or?
No, like the Buffalo Pro Day for like the NFL
Oh, just NFL Pro
prospects.
Day. Oh, I see.
Yeah. So chances are those two will most likely go
To the NFL.
So the
So
the top players that they haven't announced yet. Let me go to CFL Draft
yeah, is there
2025.
if I kind of go through this list I got here?
Yeah, no, I was just looking at
Yeah.
um so
So
Isaiah Bagnall, he is from BYU. He was in the recent rankings, he is ranked number 4.
yeah, and listed at
Um
6'4", 245 pounds, has a plenty of attributes that will translate well as an explosive CFL defensive lineman. In his senior season in 2024, saw him appear in 13 games, recording 25 defensive tackles and 1 sack, as BYU finished 11-2 and second in the Big 12. And in 2021, while still with Boise State University, oh yeah, I know that year saw the Lethbridge, Alberta product rack up 36 tackles and 6 sacks. So good for him. I guess here some of the drills that the prospects are going to be going through for the combine will be a 40-yard dash, vertical jump, as well as bench press. So
if I'm not mistaken, I'm just going to check YouTube,
yeah,
but I'm pretty sure let's see, CFL Combine. I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, okay. So, I don't know what event's going to be on what day,
yeah,
but those that do want to watch the Combine, always check out the CFL YouTube channel.
oh
Because
yeah.
usually they will have like
Do you
live.
know what time on Friday it starts? Like just from
That's what I was.
prior, even just from prior years, like
I was just gonna look that up because I know it's. Uh, let me just look this up. Draft 25 times.
while the exact start time has not been publicly announced, events typically commence in the early morning or late morning hours. This is
And it, yeah,
just from
and it's gonna be
ChatGPT.
in Regina.
Yeah, so keep
So,
that in
and
mind.
also there is only one one coach per team that's going to be at the.
Oh, only one? Really?
I mean, I guess that are going to be helping out with the. Okay. Oh no, this is never mind. This is the. That's individual invitational. Um, so it's, I guess, the ones that are going to be doing kind of like the events. There's one coach per team, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to have like your scouting staff there and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Looking at some of the other guys that will be at the combine that you should be looking out for: Jackson Findlay, defensive back of Western University. It's coming off a stellar season at Western, which saw him record 63 defensive tackles and 1 forced fumble in 11 appearances, ranked top 10 in both the winter and the fall rankings for this year's draft. Findlay is in the Scouting Bureau's is the top ranked defensive back for the class of 2025. So he's the number one. If you're looking for a DB, this is the guy you're looking for. As much as I'm interested to see how North Vancouver's Findlay measures up during the combine weekend, I'm also impressed by. So apparently he's also a big academic, as he studied at in the medicine and dentistry and was named to the 2024 U Sports Top 8 Academic All-Canadian team. So you got a smart guy as well. Look at that.
Oh, okay. That's what it was. University de Montreal Carabin. That's what the name of it was. So the next one is Devin Verzuk.
Verisuk? Is it like Verisuk or Verisuk? I don't know.
He's a linebacker from Windsor.
Yeah.
He was already set the bar high for himself after being invited to take part in the University of Buffalo's Pro Day last week. Per 3 Down Nation, he posted a 4.47 seconds in the 40-yard dash while pounding out an impressive 27 reps on the bench press. Similar numbers this weekend will turn even more heads. So he's coming off an impressive 2024 season, recorded 74 defensive tackles and 2 sacks in 9 games.
Damn, with University 74 defensive tackles in 9 games. Shit.
And with University of Windsor and ranked 15th in both fall and winter rankings.
He's also Bureau's second ranked linebacker entering this weekend. If we're looking at our next guy, we got Ethan Jordan. He's a receiver from Wilfrid Laurier. Jordan was a vital member of the 2024 Wilfrid Laurier squad that reached the Vanier Cup for the first time since 2005, narrowly falling 22-17 to Laval in the U Sports National Championship. Oh, and he just happened to bust off 179 receiving yards on the biggest Canadian college stage of them that day. So he got 179 receiving yards just that day. Damn.
You know who else that reminds me of?
Who?
Kenny Lawler, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns against the Saskatchewan Roughriders in the West semifinals.
It reminds me of Ontario Wilson when he had that one game this past year, where he got like the most. I think he got like 19 catches in that game or whatever. Like, it was ridiculous. In 8 regular season appearances, Jordan hit 1,000 receiving yards. Bang on, and in the process broke the school record previously held by Curly Gittens Jr. with 953 receiving yards during the 2017 campaign. Jordan enters this weekend's combine as the Scouting Bureau's 3rd-ranked receiver and was slotted at 16th overall in the winter release. So, looks to be a relatively strong year in the draft.
So, just looking at the January rankings, not the final rankings, but just January.
Yeah.
So, it goes quarterback, defensive line, wide receiver, defensive line, wide receiver, defensive back, defensive lineman, defensive back, defensive lineman, offensive lineman, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, defensive lineman, defensive lineman, linebacker, wide receiver, offensive lineman, running back, defensive back, quarterback. So, this is going to be the year of the defense.
Yeah, no, it certainly looks like it. Which actually will lead us to the last one guy I want to talk about, at least from this list, which would be Jeremiah Ojo. He's a defensive lineman from Montreal, University of Montreal. After a stellar season with University of Montreal, Ojo was one of the biggest risers from the Bureau's fall to winter rankings. Initially ranked 14th, Ojo jumped all the way up to 7th in January's most recent list and enters this weekend in Regina as a 3rd-ranked defensive lineman. Last season with his hometown Carabins, Ojo racked up 7 sacks, tied for 2nd in the nation, to go along with 20 defensive tackles. I almost said 200. Whoops. Listed at 6'3" and 236 pounds. Ojo scores in some of the measurables this weekend. A good showing at the combine could see him rise even further when the Bureau's final rankings come out in just 1 month. And that would be 1 month from, hold on a second, when was this article written?
March 18th.
Okay, so oh wow, this was written today, at least today as of recording. Okay, I see.
Just 3 things.
So that would be kind of 5 prospects to check out. Now, if I'm looking here,
Okay, so it looks like apparently let me see here. Okay, so the Friday is going to be the 40-yard dash, bench press, shuttle, 3-cone, vertical jump, and broad jump.
yep.
Saturday and Sunday are going to feature practice sessions on each day where coaches from around the CFL take their position groups through what looks to be similar to regular CFL practices. Not only evaluators will see the prospects' abilities to perform, but also see how they interact with coaches and other players. So you'll have what were some of them last year? There was running backs and linebackers, like 1v1s. You had the DBs and the wide receivers. You had offense versus defensive linemen. But I'm actually they say that this is the opportunity to rise or fall, which no notable three risers from last year. Kevin Mattal from Toronto.
Yep.
Etavia Clements, linebacker from Edmonton. And your personal favorite, Kevin Clercius, receiver for Winnipeg. Apparently all had big numbers at the Combine last year.
Yeah. And then, but if you want, I can go into here. There's five prospects. So this was from, this article is from a week ago. 5 NCAA prospects to watch at the Combine. So some of these will be names you remember from before, but there's Quincy Vaughn, tight end from North Dakota. Isaiah Bagnaw, as we mentioned from before, defensive lineman from BYU. Ludovic Choquette, running back from Long Island, as well as Dre Dorian, offensive lineman from Kansas, as well as defensive back King Ambers from East Texas A&M. So some of the stronger American talent in the CFL Combine this year.
One thing that I will say, these are the 5 eye-popping stats from the CFL Combine participants. Yeah. So because Taylor Alguzma was the quarterback for Wilfrid Laurier, listen to this. So if you want productivity, receiver Ethan Jordan out of Wilfrid Laurier offers that and more. The 5'11" pass catcher led the nation in receiving per game 125 yards per game, receiving 10 touchdowns in 2024, finishing among 25 yards per game ahead of second place. Overall, he assembled 3,274 yards and 27 touchdowns in 4 years with the Golden Hawks, leading him to the 16th ranked. Isaiah Knight with the UBC, 3,603 rushing yards, and 21 touchdowns in his career. So that is, it doesn't say how many years he was there. In 2024, he had 914 rushing yards, 4th in yards per game at 104.3, 3rd in touchdowns with 9, and then 10th in yards per attempt at 6.7, with the total number of carries.
Oh, yeah.
He also helped his team out in the passing game, catching 57 passes for 609 yards. Okay, so that was in 4 years.
Okay,
there's Darren Newell with Queens. He had 27.5 tackles for loss, 18 sacks in 4 years with Wilfrid Laurier. Nate Bushyman DB for Calgary, 8 interceptions and 3 touchdowns. Over, I want to see 3-4 years. And then obviously Jeremiah Ojo. I was going to say a Joe, thinking of the guy from Saskatchewan that went to the NFL.
Oh, yes.
But I'm more looking for... My thing that I'm actually looking for is who the fastest in the 40-yard dash is going to be.
Oh, yeah. But for those who maybe don't follow the CFL Combine, who hasn't maybe in prior years, I want to take a look at a few standout performances from kind of some prior years, just so you can kind of realize kind of what kind of talent has come out of these combines from before. Now, we're going to start with some more recent and then kind of progressively work back. So starting with, I guess, the 2023 Combine, Clark Barnes, receiver.
Calgary.
He had, in Calgary, he had done quite well. For looking even just 1 year behind there, you have Terrell and Trey Ford, so defensive back and quarterback, respectively, with Winnipeg and Edmonton, now both over in Edmonton. Just a year prior to that would be Ben Hladek, linebacker for the BC Lions. And then Keon Julian Grant, receiver, who then went over...
he's only been in league for 4 years.
The Alouettes. After he had went to...
He's now in Edmonton.
Now in Edmonton, yes. He was in the Alouettes. And then also Johnny Augustine back in 2017, who was with Winnipeg for a while, but now is
with the Ticats.
Hamilton Tiger Cats. So a lot of good production out of the CFL Combine in terms of guys that will get into the CFL and then stick out for... I was not going to... Not even for better or for worse. For better. So
also, we have... This is going to be the hardest thing I've ever had to decide. So, those people that don't know, myself and the group, we haven't announced it yet, but we will be doing our walk for CFL Fights Cancer this year again on Labor Day. But March 8th, every team had a event across the league. So, Winnipeg had one. Toronto had one. It was private. Montreal didn't have one, but everyone else had one.
Oh, yeah.
I won 4 club seats to a future CFL game. My decision is, do I watch it in Hamilton? Because it can't be a home opener, it can't be Labor Day or playoff. So, do I watch it against former Winnipeg, all the Winnipeg players against their former team? Or do I get to watch it against the Edmonton Argonauts? When all the Toronto players...
The Edmonton Argonauts, so you can see... so you can go see the Argonauts' former defensive line.
Yeah, so I ended up winning 4 club seats.
Oh, yeah, not bad.
For that. So I just haven't decided which game in September I'm using it for, but yeah.
Yeah. But, kind of looking through here. Let's see. If we're looking at... Just looking at kind of some stats of some of these guys. Ethan Jordan, receiver from Wilfrid Laurier. 3,274 receiving yards. 27 touchdowns in his 4 years with the Golden Hawks. And, yeah, again, he was ranked 16th in the winter edition.
I want to see...
Scouting Bureau. Running back, 3,603 rushing yards for Isaiah Knight.
Okay. One thing that I do
as well.
So those people that don't follow the combine, just think of this. So last year's fastest player, now with the Bombers, there's 2 players. One of them was Michael Chris Ike. He won a 4.51 in the 40-yard dash.
And you're talking,
so that was the fastest. This is last year.
Okay, so yeah, he was playing fullback for us.
The slowest was Daniel Shin. He had a 5.82. The most bench press was 30 last year.
Oh, yeah.
The least was 2. Don't ask me how you get 2.
See, you know what I'd love to know? I'd love to know what the actual weight is. Like, no, like their bench. They
bench press.
Yeah, let's say like they bench 12. 12 of how much? Like, do you know what the standard weight is for the CFL
that's
combine
what.
Bench press?
So, 225 pounds in the bench press,
and that's including the bar.
And it just says
okay.
225
we'll assume they're
pounds,
including the bar there as well. Usually, you do. So 225 so 225 that'd be 2 plates on each side because you'd have two plates 45s on each side plus a 45-pound bar. Okay. I see.
With full arm extension and minimal balancing of the bar.
Yeah.
So those people that are in Europe, that's 102 kilograms.
There you go. All the global fans now, they know. They got it down. Yeah, there's 30 for who was that? That was Ryan Burrow, offensive lineman from Queens. Makes sense. I was about to say he also had one of the lowest verticals, which makes sense.
I mean, the NFL bench press. I mean, the NFL bench press has the same amount.
The 225?
Yeah.
Okay, so that must just be standard then. Okay.
Yeah.
And then let's see, how tall was he? 6'2" and a quarter. Wow, they go down to the eighths because I see the guy. There's one guy, Christophe Beaulieu, from Laval. This is from last year. 6'1" and 7/8 of an inch. Also known as they really just didn't want to call him 6'2".
Casey Bowman. I don't know if he actually signed with anyone.
I didn't realize it got so specific.
But he's 6'8" and 3/8, or 6'6" and 3/8. Did he actually sign?
Imagine that. We only draft guys that are 6'2", and you're an eighth of an inch too short for us.
Oh, he was on the Chargers practice roster last year, but yeah.
But yeah, that was Tyshawn Blackburn, who had 2 bench press. He's a defensive back. Okay, he's a defensive back, so that's fine. His vertical was pretty good though. That's the thing. It's like the guy, and to be fair, there's also a lot of guys that just didn't even try the bench press. So I can respect that. I can respect the fact they did it. You know what I mean?
I mean, some of them were injured too.
Oh,
I don't know if that has to do with.
If you're injured, I imagine you like didn't even participate. Because if you were injured and you still did it, like, to me that seems like a bad idea.
I mean, there's only one player who didn't do anything last year, but there's some people that didn't do the bench press but did everything else.
Yep, no, that's true. Yeah, no, that was Ben Miracle for Ottawa, quarterback. Didn't do anything. Why he was there, we don't really know. Maybe that was a last-minute decision.
That's true.
Holy crap. Northwestern Oklahoma State. That's such a long name.
That definitely has to be an American school.
I considering it has Oklahoma in the name, yeah, I would.
Augustine.
It has Oklahoma University. In the name. Rick, come on.
I guess.
That'd be like me saying it's from West Texas Tech, or I'm assuming that's an actual school, and then Rick, oh yeah, that's probably an American school. It's like,
hey, here's one for you.
No fucking shit.
Here's one for you. Prairie View A&M. Good luck with that one.
Prairie View A&M. I hope that's Canadian. That sounds Canadian. Is it?
That's actually in Prairie View, Texas.
Ah. I guess not. Well, I guess all the prairie schools are just going to be called either Regina, Saskatchewan, U of M, Calgary, Edmonton. Like, because besides that's your prairies. Like, so.
It's funny. I went to go look up to see where it was. The school has a 36% graduation rate.
Oh!
And a 76% acceptance rate.
36% graduation rate. Yikes.
I mean, that's according to Wikipedia, but still, it's like, oh my lord. No comment.
Yeah, no, that's not good. As the national graduation rate is 62%, so they're like half of that. And that's in the U.S. That's not even in Canada. I think Canada has a higher graduation rate.
So we have
Actually,
let's see here.
it says in Canada, it's about the same. It's about 50. Like it says it's actually slightly lower, 57%. So 57, 62, kind of right in there.
We have a month and 11 days left until the draft.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be so the global draft will be on April 29th at 11 a.m.
Yep.
CFL draft will be at 8 p.m. Eastern time in the evening. Rookie camps begin on the 7th of May, which
my birthday.
The teams have to trim down to 85 players in 3 days after that, including non-counters. And then the official training camp begins on May 11th, with 10 players getting cut in 2 days after that.
Uh-huh.
And then obviously the first preseason game is on May 19th. But keep in mind, there's one other thing that I wanted to mention.
Yep.
Is keep an eye out for your team, other teams, because teams do post a link to watch the game. So it's basically the hometown play-by-play person that will do the play-by-play.
And this is for which game, sorry?
This is for preseason games.
Oh, yeah. It'll be the same as last year, I imagine?
Yes. No, I'm just saying for those that didn't watch last year.
Oh, I see.
So, like, it's not going to be on a CFL. I mean, it may be on CFL.
Plus?
Thank you. I had a brain fart there for a second. I'm like,
wait,
wow.
Why would it not be on CFL Plus?
I don't remember if it was on CFL Plus last year.
It was.
Was it? Okay.
That's how I watched it.
So I will be at both Ticat games because I got both tickets. So I'll be going to University of Guelph, which I've never been there before. And ours is at our home field. So both games are against Toronto.
Yeah, I think we played Saskatchewan twice, I think, or something like that for ours. Or we might have played Saskatchewan once in Edmonton. I can't remember.
You guys have Saskatchewan home and home.
Wait, we play home both? Or is it home?
No, home and home. Like,
yeah,
you guys
they play one home. They play. I think that's what we did last year.
So, plus side thing is, with my new navigation screen in my car, I'll be able to watch CFL games.
Yeah, how about this? Don't crash.
Oh, no, I'll be able to play like the audio in the background.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Through my navigation screen stuff, but yeah.
Fancy stuff.
It's going to be interesting because 2 games are at 4 o'clock on the 24th.
Oh, yeah?
One's at 7. And then one's at 9:30 on week 2.
Alrighty. Well, is there anything else? Anything else we got there, Rick?
Not until next week.
That's pretty much everything that I got. We were right around the 40-minute mark. A good kind of coverage of this year's combine. We'll see how that goes, and then got draft coming up, global draft as well as the normal the national draft. And then eventually, hopefully soon enough, it'll hit preseason. I know me and you are both looking forward to it, and also so many of you at home.
To see so many former Bombers in Ticat jerseys, and this will be the year.
We'll see. So make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe if you had not already. Also, make sure if you guys are listening to us on Spotify, make sure you guys drop us 5 stars.
Yes.
We'd really, really appreciate it. We'll try to have this out probably, I think, tomorrow, which will be today when you're watching this on the Wednesday. And peace, love, and positivity to all you wonderful people at home. And we will see you guys next time.